Hear me out. Hear me out. Huh? Come on.
Honestly, I think it would be a great idea. Bad Bunny for One Piece. Seriously, though. Okay, so for this video, I am going to be yapping about One Piece. I just watched episode 317 yesterday, and I wanted to talk about it before moving forward. I keep a list, but let me go back a little bit. I started One Piece last June, my first watch through. I don't know why I've been putting it off for so many years. Well, I guess I have an idea why, but I finally started it, and I have been on such a journey. The show has affected me in so many ways that I just had to start writing all of my experiences. I was going to start with episodes that made me cry. That's a lot, right? I think I want to talk about my all-time favorite moments first. I have two very specific moments. Before I continue with this list, I am just letting you know now, if you don't already know by the title, that there are spoilers in this video. Okay, so my all-time favorite moments, the bounty reveal with the drunk guy when he was going like 0, 10, 100,000. I loved it so much. Like when he entered the bar and everyone's shocked, I don't know why, but it went down as one of my top favorite moments in the show. Okay, so this next one I love so much because I love when I say something and the show delivers. It was when Luffy and Enel were about to fight, and literally what came out of my mouth 3 seconds before this happened was, I want to see Enel's stupid face when he realizes Luffy is rubber. And then 3 seconds later, it was the dumbest face in the show thus far. It was hilarious. I couldn't believe what I was seeing because genuinely his face was so dumb. It was my favorite moment because I literally said, I want to see his stupid face. I forgot. I do have another all-time favorite moment. So right now I have 3. So this was when Luffy and the crew were in Logtown and Luffy was about to get his head chopped off by Buggy and the lightning struck. When the lightning struck and the screen went black, I thought it went to commercial and it was going to come back. You know how sometimes it fades to black and comes back? It didn't. The TV never came back. The power went out right then. I was like, that actually was the moment. I mean, I had already fallen in love with the show, but that was the moment I was like, Luffy's the chosen one. I was like, what am I watching right now? So I guess my all-time favorite moments in order would be the Logtown moment, bounty reveal, and Enel. There are a lot of amazing moments in the show, but those ones really stood out to me, and I don't know, just makes me feel something inside. Okay, so I'm gonna go over this list, that way you know where to go in the bookmarks if you decide to skip some of these. The next one I'm going to go over are some of my favorite things that I noticed in the show. I have episodes that made me cry. That is the longest one. I have favorite creatures, favorite characters, favorite side characters, characters that make me unreasonably mad and I don't know why, costumes I want to do, costumes I want my boyfriend to do, and couples costumes. So let's go ahead and get started with some of my favorite things that I noticed. One of my favorite things that I noticed when Frankie was introduced is that I immediately knew it was Bon Clay. Best voice actor ever. I love him so much. The Frankie references were super cool. I saw it immediately in the posing, in the brief performance, and the one big eye and one small eye. I just thought that was just a really cool reference to Bon Clay. I thought that was amazing. The other thing that I thought was cool was the Satori reference in the Sea Train Chef. You know, like Satori, I think he did the ha 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 and he posed. And I think the Sea Train Chef does the sa 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 and pose. And they are the same voice actor as well. I thought that was super cool. Okay, the last thing, I don't know how I noticed it. I think I noticed it when we were in Water 7 and I saw Nami wearing a shirt with the number 3, and then I realized how prevalent the number 3 is throughout the show. The crew all has a 3. For Luffy, he has 3 buttons. His scar has like 3 marks. I think there's another thing with 3 with him. Zoro, obviously his swords and earrings. Usopp has 3 eyelashes. I am trying to find more for him. I think there is another one for him, but he has 3 eyelashes. Nami at the time was wearing a shirt with the number 3 on it, but I think her main one is the Climb Attack. Sanji took me forever. I was sitting there like, what is Sanji? Sanji's has a 3, right? I wish there was a camera on me when it hit me what Sanji's was, and it's his name, San. And I think he's the 3rd official member to join, if I think about it. It was Zoro, then Usopp, Sanji. Nami didn't officially join until after separating from Arlong. So he is the 3rd member to join. I thought that was pretty cool. Nico Robin, she has 3-piece outfits sometimes, or at least in the beginning when she was wearing her cowboy hat and her 2-piece outfit. Some of her moves are divisible by 3. Chopper, his antlers are sectioned into 3. Frankie has 3 chins and 3 colas in his fridge tummy. Yeah, so those are the things that I thought were pretty cool that I noticed and stood out to me. I feel like there's a couple other things I didn't add in here, but let's move on. Okay, episodes that made me cry. I am just gonna go through these pretty quickly because I feel like when you know, you know. Dog guarding the owner's building. It was really funny because I told myself secretly, I was like, I'm not gonna cry during this show. What was it, like 6 episodes later, I'm crying because the dog is guarding the owner's building. I'm gonna cry thinking about it now. This list, Usopp pirates disbanding. When the cooks lied about Sanji's soup so he could leave the ship. When Sanji left the ship and everyone cried. When Nami decided to leave the island and Bellamere was sitting at the table. Finding out Jen-san had a pinwheel on his head to see Nami smile. When Grandpa Ryu died. When Luffy gave Laboon the whale a new purpose. Chopper getting the mushroom for the doctor. When the cherry blossoms bloomed. Okay, now this next one was crazy to me because when it was about to happen, I realized I hadn't cried for almost 100 episodes and I knew they were about to kill me. And they did. Kalgara crying, yelling that Nolan can come back. Crying that they both died, not knowing where each other went. Oh gosh. When the snake from 400 years ago headbutted the giant jack vine and Wiper rejected it. When Luffy rang the bell. When the snake god cried hearing the bell. When Nolan and the monkeys heard the bell. I forget the monkey's name, but I feel like you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Luffy's oversized straw hat shadow being seen from Jaya. Shelly waiting 10 years for Tonjito. Did I say that right? Luffy and Usopp crying after their duel. Pops from the shop helping Usopp with food. King Bulls at Enies lobby. Realizing what's going to happen in Ohara. Jaguar de Sol being frozen. Nico Robin screaming she wants to live and take her to the sea with them. When Luffy yelled, "We're going back together, Robin," and smiled after the Lucci fight. And the official goodbye to the Going Merry. That was the most recent one. Okay, next we have favorite creatures. Momu. I want a Momu stuffy. The bird that Buggy was chasing when he was small. Some of these are weirdly specific, okay? Every animal on Gaimon's Island. Grandpa Ryu and the Millennial Dragons. Laboon the whale. The Baroque Works sea otter. Karoo the duck. Hiking bear. Baby bunny protecting daddy bunny. Kung Fu dugongs. Alabasta camel. That's lashes, right? Alabasta copycat lizard. Supersonic duck squadron. Zenny's goats. The South birds. Sue the cloud fox. Pierre. The cloud wolves of Upper Yard. The giant South birds. Holy the bipedal boxing dog. Baby giant god snake. All the long animals. Lucci's bird because he has a tie. And Chimney's bunny Gombi. Alright, next I have favorite characters. This one is kind of small. I have Buggy. I love when he screams. I don't know, I just love his voice. Nico Robin, for obvious reasons. Bon Clay, or Mr. 2. And Frankie. Next, I have favorite side characters. Yosaku and Johnny. Kalgara and Noland. Wiper. Commander Jonathan and Jessica. I thought they were so cute. I don't know, they were so funny. Bluno. And the Sea Train chef. I think I'm taking that one off. Why did I put that one on originally? Yeah, we're backspacing on that one.
Editing me here. I remembered why I put the Sea Train Chef on that list, and it's because he goes even when he was scared. I thought that was so funny. It was genuinely hilarious.
Okay. Characters that made me unreasonably mad, and I don't know why. There's one. And it's Lucci. Every time Lucci, it made me so angry every time I looked at him. I think it was his smug look. I didn't like that guy. I also called that he was a ventriloquist. I don't know what it was. I feel like it was the raspiness of the bird's voice, but I was like, ventriloquist, just knew it. Okay, costumes I want to do. Buggy, Zorro, and Nico Robin. I feel like it would be cool to do a girly spin on Buggy and Zorro. I want Albert to do Zorro, Bon Clay, and Frankie. Okay, for couples costumes, I feel like Mr. 3 and Miss Golden Week would be pretty cute and funny, but I really want to do Nico Robin and Frankie. Yeah, so this is my list so far for 317 episodes of One Piece. I'm going to continue writing things down, probably a little bit more in depth than what I did here, but it has been such a journey and I am having so much fun. It is such a feel-good show. It keeps my attention. I think the writing is amazing. The point I'm at right now is, oh my gosh, they just got Buster level call street cred. Like, they just gave them that street cred. Like, I was like, what is this bounty gonna be? I think at this point, everyone's getting a wanted poster, right? They have to. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here. I had a lot of fun making this one. I cannot wait to catch up. Maybe a few hundred more episodes, make another video. If you've made it up to this point, thank you guys so much for watching. This fandom has been so welcoming and so kind. Every time I tell a friend that watches it that I started it, they give me a hug and they're like, welcome. And now I'm trying to convert other people. So let's see how many more people we can get to start One Piece. All right, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, bye.